Did you have good intentions on getting your bookkeeping caught up this year? Did you list keeping up with your bookkeeping as one of your goals for 2021? Are you finding yourself in a mid-year bookkeeping crisis and you know your bookkeeping needs a little attention or maybe a great deal of attention? If so, this episode will definitely give you some ideas about how you could get your bookkeeping ready to go so that you're able to make smart business decisions for the remainder of the year. If you just started your business in 2021 and you're not sure how to get started with your bookkeeping, you'll find lots of help in this episode as well. Today, I'm going to go over some of the best practices when it comes to catching up your bookkeeping, as well as what to do if you need to start your bookkeeping for your business mid-year. These best practices will apply to you whether you're doing your bookkeeping manually or using an Excel spreadsheet or even using a computerized bookkeeping software system such as QuickBooks, Xero, or Wave. There's no need to put off your bookkeeping until tax season when you'll be stressed out and rush to get everything caught up. With my help today, let's make this the year that you go into tax season with your bookkeeping information up to date and ready to file your tax return easily. Whether you're just getting ready to start your small business, you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, small business owner, virtual online bookkeeper, or virtual assistant, and you know your bookkeeping needs a little mid-year kick in the pants, listen in to this episode so that you're doing everything that you can to have your bookkeeping up to date. Just like the Chinese proverb says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. Right now is the best time for you to make sure that you get your bookkeeping up to date. You're listening to the Mastering Your Small Business Finances podcast, where we get straight to the point on topics that ultimately affect your bottom line. That's right, as an entrepreneur with a small business, money management, growth, marketing, they all affect your bottom line. I'm your host, Chris Ponick. I'm a certified public accountant, and I've been helping small business owners like you navigate and easily understand these complicated topics for over 25 years. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandmother, and a small business owner myself, so I know your time is valuable. In my free time, I make the best sugar cookies and have mastered an amazing chocolate chip cookie recipe. And that's not just my opinion. You're in the right place. I promise your time will be well spent here. Each week, you'll gain confidence and clarity while making a successful impact on your business and grow your bottom line. Get comfy, grab a cookie, and let's get straight to the point with this week's episode. Are you looking for a computerized software solution to do your bookkeeping? I highly recommend checking out QuickBooks Online. I've been using QuickBooks myself for over 20 years, and they really know how to streamline processes and make your bookkeeping and recording your transactions simple and easy. QuickBooks is one of the top software solutions used by small business owners, and I would say that over 95% of my clients are currently using QuickBooks for their businesses. One of the features most of my clients and I take advantage of is the option to set up bank feeds. You simply link your bank account to your QuickBooks account, and QuickBooks will automatically import each transaction into your QuickBooks file. You'll save a ton of time not having to manually enter each of these transactions. You simply review each of the transactions and make sure they're getting recorded to the appropriate account, and then click one button and they're in. Want to know more? Head over to financialadventure.com/QuickBooks and learn how you can save 50% off of your first 3 months. Welcome back. When you own your own business, you can be pulled in multiple directions, and you need to set your priorities so that you know what you need to focus your time on. I totally understand this as a business owner myself, and I know how valuable our time is. With that being said, I want you to know that keeping your bookkeeping up to date for your business should be one of your top priorities. Let's face it, you need to have your bookkeeping done at the very least by the time you need to file your tax return, right? So why not have your bookkeeping up to date so that you can make smart business decisions throughout the year. Knowing exactly how your business is doing throughout the year and using that data will help you make smart business decisions that helps your business be successful. Now that one half of the year is over, I want you to take a good look at your bookkeeping. I mean a really good look, and be honest with yourself. Do you know that there's things that you need to catch up on? Or did you just start your business this year and you need to get started, but you're not sure what you should do first? Doing a mid-year assessment will be beneficial for you to make sure that you end this year with your bookkeeping as up-to-date as possible. First, decide which months you need to do your bookkeeping. If you are in business since the beginning of the year, you'll need to make sure everything is captured from the beginning of January. If you just started your business this year, you'd need to begin with the month you started your business or whenever you started to accumulate any business income or expenses. The key here is to make sure that you're capturing all of your income and expenses for the year in one bookkeeping system. You don't want to have to take part of your manual bookkeeping system and combine it with your computerized bookkeeping system at the end of the year. Keep everything in one place for the full year so that you can easily see how your business is doing and you'll have everything ready to go for your tax return. I can imagine you're thinking that you don't want to go back and record everything from the beginning of the year. But trust me, not only will you be happy you have everything up to date, but you'll also get to experience the repetition of recording your transactions, which is a really great way to learn more about your bookkeeping system as well as how your business is doing. Next, gather all your bank and credit card statements. If you have a check register, this will be helpful as well. You'll also want to make sure that you have all of your receipts for any expenses that you're recording for your business. If you're struggling with how to manage your receipts, you can go to episode 34, where I talk about how to manage receipts in your business. If you've already decided on a system for recording your bookkeeping transactions, or if you have a system that you've used in the past and it's working for you, go ahead and continue to use that same system. If you're wondering which system will work best for you, there's lots of options. If you have a pretty simple business and not too many transactions, you could always use an Excel spreadsheet to record all of your transactions, or you could even record your transactions in a notebook or a ledger. But I do recommend using a computerized bookkeeping system such as QuickBooks, Xero, or Wave. I highly recommend QuickBooks Online, even if you don't have a lot of transactions. The reason for this is that your business is going to continue to grow, and it's nice to get the hang of the system that you're using so that when you have more and more transactions, you're familiar with how to record everything, and you have systems in place for when your business transactions increase. Another benefit of using a computerized bookkeeping system is that you will enter each transaction only one time, and there are many different ways that you can view this transaction in your reports with just a simple click. Don't let a computerized bookkeeping system scare you. I've had lots of clients who have utilized these systems, and they're saving time, and they really end up enjoying the process of recording their transactions. Once you have your documents and your system figured out, it's as simple as just getting all of your information recorded. I would recommend recording all of your income and expense transactions for 1 month, and then reconciling your statements and moving on to the next month. This may mean that you need to start with January's information, or if you just started your business this year, you would start with that month. The key here is to just get started. Most business owners will find they put off their bookkeeping and then it gets behind. Once it's behind, they find every excuse to hold off even longer before doing it. Don't let this happen to you. You'll find once you get started, it's easy to get the momentum going and work through the months of information that you have. Before you know it, you'll have everything up to date. Imagine what a great feeling this would be for you. Not only is it a great feeling to be up to date, but knowing you only have to keep up with your current month's information is such a stress relief. Reconciling all your business bank and credit card statements will be key to making sure that you are capturing all of your income and expenses. I've talked to numerous business owners who think that they have all their data recorded, but they don't do a reconciliation to make sure that everything is accounted for. This many times can leave out bank service charges, interest, or even other amounts. So make sure that you're reconciling all of your accounts. If you're recording your data manually, you can reconcile your accounts just by making sure everything on your bank and credit card statement is recorded. If you're using a computerized bookkeeping system, it's even easier to reconcile your accounts since they have everything set up to just check off after you've entered the transactions. The middle of the year is a good time to be brutally honest with yourself and decide how you will make sure that your bookkeeping is up to date. If you know your bookkeeping is behind and you don't think that you're going to have the time to do it yourself, it's time for you to decide if you should find a bookkeeper to help you ensure it's up to date and done correctly. When you have a bookkeeper helping you, all you need to do is provide your bookkeeper with your bank and credit card statements, as well as any other data that they'd need to keep your books up to date. This can all be done virtually, so you don't need to worry about them coming into your office. Most bookkeepers have their own software, which can actually save you the cost of having to purchase the software on your own. But if you're already using an online bookkeeping system, you'll need to grant them access to be able to pick up where you left off. It's also a great way for both you and your bookkeeper to collaborate in the same file. If you're considering outsourcing your bookkeeping, it can actually be as affordable as $97 per month, depending on the number of transactions you have. I want you to know that I'm here for you if you ever have questions, if you need help with your bookkeeping, or if you'd like more information about how much it would cost to have your bookkeeping done for you. You can contact me by going to financialadventure.com/contact-us. I'll post a link where you're listening to this podcast so that you can easily contact me. And don't forget, grab your free copy of the 5 Essentials for Stress-Free Bookkeeping. This guide is helpful whether you're doing your own bookkeeping for your business or you're doing bookkeeping for multiple businesses by covering the 5 essentials that every business needs to have stress-free bookkeeping. Grab your free guide by going to financialadventure.com/5 essentials. That's the number 5, ESSENTIALS. All right, to recap this episode. Number 1, when you own your own business, you can be pulled in multiple directions, and I know your time is valuable. I want you to know that bookkeeping should be one of your top priorities. Number 2, now that half of the year is over, I want you to take a good look at your bookkeeping. Do you know that there's things that you need to catch up on, or did you just start your business this year and you know you need to get started, but you're not sure what to do first? By doing a mid-year assessment, it will be beneficial for you to make sure that you end this year with your bookkeeping as up-to-date as possible. Number 3, make sure you decide which months you need to do your bookkeeping. If you were in business since the beginning of the year, you'll need to start with the beginning of January. If you just started your business this year, you'll need to begin with the month that you started your business or whenever you started to accumulate any business income or expenses. You want to make sure that you capture all your income and expenses for the year in one bookkeeping system. Number 4, gather all of your bank and credit card statements. Number 5, if you've already decided on a system for recording your bookkeeping transactions, or if you have a system that you've used in the past and it's working for you, go ahead and continue using that system. If you're wondering which system is best for you, there are a lot of options. You could do your bookkeeping manually using a notebook, ledger, or even an Excel spreadsheet. Or I do recommend using some sort of computerized bookkeeping system such as QuickBooks, Xero, or Wave. Number 6, even if you don't have a lot of transactions, I highly recommend starting with a computerized bookkeeping system. It's nice to get the hang of the system that you're using so that when you have more and more transactions, you're familiar with how everything is recorded and you have systems in place for when your business transactions increase. Number 7, once you have your documents and your system figured out, it's as simple as just getting all of your information recorded. I would recommend recording all of your income and expense transactions for 1 month and then reconciling your statements and then moving on to the next month. Number 8, reconciling all of your business, bank, and credit card statements will be key to making sure that you capture all of your income and expenses. Number 9, the middle of the year is really a good time to be brutally honest with yourself and decide if you're able to do your bookkeeping yourself or if it's time for you to hire a bookkeeper. When you have a bookkeeper helping you, all you need to do is provide your bookkeeper with your bank and credit card statements, as well as any other data that they would need to keep your books up to date. All of this work can be done virtually, so you don't need to worry about them coming into your office. And your bookkeeper may already have the software, which can save you money. And you know I'm going to ask, what's at least one thing you'll take away from this episode that will help your business succeed and grow your bottom line? If you need some accountability, join our private Facebook community and post your action item. We'd love to support you. Thanks for taking the time to tune into this episode of Mastering Your Small Business Finances. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it for you, I'd love for you to give it a 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Visit financialadventure.com for the show notes, links from this episode, and while you're there, leave a comment if you have a topic you're interested in learning more about that affects your bottom line. If you're looking for a community where you can ask questions and get feedback about your small business, join my private Facebook group. You can find the links to this group and more on financialadventure.com. And remember, any financial information shared on this podcast is not to be considered professional, financial, or tax advice and should not be solely relied upon. Please consult your CPA or tax advisor for an opinion on your specific circumstances. I'm looking forward to having you tune in next time. Until then, dream big, follow your heart, and love what you do.